All right. We got visitors this week, and we got to keep the house clean, and we got to have a wonderful display of everything. And hopefully, the visitors, when they come, they feel respected, they feel welcome, and they would like to stay and come back again and again and again. The visitors that I'm talking about are two guys. They're on the defensive side of the ball. We got the Kazee kid as well as the Malik Hooker. Now, after looking at everything, I'm leaning more towards Malik Hooker. I really would like to have Malik Hooker to stay. I would like for the Cowboys to figure out a way and see if they can lock in a deal. Now, here's the situation. There are some constraints to everything, Cowboy Nation. Constraints are you got to be healthy. In order to stay, you got to be healthy. And I think that the Cowboys will craft up a wonderful contract that will allow us to have some wiggle room if needed. We have vast experience in that. What are the experience, Law? Well, the experiences are this right here. The aspect of this, we dealt with players with similar situations, meaning that we dealt with players like the Sean Lees. We got contracts in writing like the Keanu Neal, contracts that will allow us some wiggle room, that would allow us some time to look at this thing and say, all right, there is a way for us to get out of it. There is a chance and an opportunity for us to slide right out of it. But in order for all of this to happen, we got to like what we see. We got to see if these guys will be healthy. And I think that the Joneses can craft up a contract to do such, to have that wiggle room. Now that we got that out of the way, there's a few Cowboys fans that in that middle place, and I can sense that they are the ones that more carry the fear of the other teams within this conference or the other teams within this division, basically. You want to know how? Because sometimes the loudest dog that bark is the weakest one. And I'm talking about the one especially that's yipping. Yep. You ever seen that before? And my thing is, we as fans, it is short for fanatics. So, yes, we shouldn't fear the opposing threat or the opposing team. But we should, as fans, be knowledgeable. We should be aware. We should go and do our homework to see who's in our division, who we got to face against. It's not crass of Dallas Cowboys fans to look at the opposing teams within the conference or within the division and do their homework and figure out, hey, this player does this on this particular level and this player is able to do this. Now, there is a Super Bowl that's given out during the off season. They call it off-season Super Bowls, right? Paper champs. That's when you get the paper. And that's when everybody feel like, hey, this team, the way they're constructed, they're going straight to the Super Bowl. But I come here to tell you that there's no such thing. There's so many things that you have to be prepared for and be ready for. Look, you guys may not like this saying, but hey, you might want to write it down because it's truth. It is absolutely truth. You got to understand those who fail to plan to fail. It's better to have the opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So when we go through this off season and we see skill sets of players and we see the ability of what players can do, it's better to study and understand. You never know. A player that's signed today, tomorrow, from another team can be on your team. So you got to look at everything. You got to know absolutely everything about said team that you're going to face against. Those are the truths right there. Now, here's the situation. Listening in to some of the talk shows and things like that, and they already giving out grades to the free agency. And I'm hearing popular talk shows saying what the Cowboys got F's and D's and these sorts of things because they didn't really go out there and grab people. I come here to tell you guys again. In 2016, saying it like old folks, in 2016, you know, what changed from 2016 to 2015? Oh, a running back that was selected in the first round, right? And a quarterback that was selected in the fourth round. I'm not even talking about the free agency grooves. I'm talking about sheer draft. Those guys made a major impact to the team. Just to be clear with everything, just to be clear, the quarterback that was drafted in the fourth round wasn't even the first pick out of the fourth round. You see, it's hard to really try to grade this free agency period when you got to look at the picture when it's completed. There could be a situation where it's when we head into this 2021 draft, that one player can change their whole entire team, or two players can really put this team on a different map, a different stratosphere, a different way to people to say, man, I never saw this person coming. Oh, I didn't know that this person had the ability, right? And when you're talking about a new team, this is a brand new team. New year, new defensive coordinator, you can say that. Now, all of this new stuff that's going around, we can really look at it now and say, okay, all right, what can change? One person's mentality can be so contagious that it trickles down to everyone else. Well, Neal can't cover. He's coming from a rehab. He got an ACL tear. I hear the new slogan now. This guy got an ACL tear. This guy have an ACL tear. This guy have an ACL tear. Look, let's wait until they get out there on the field. Modern day science is a whole lot different from the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. This is different stuff right here. One hit could change the game. I go back to, it was a team that we played, and it was the Giants. I forgot what year it was. You guys can post it down. I believe it was 2016. It could have been 17, but I'm thinking it was 2016. We had a guy by the name of J.J. Wilcox. And before that game, I believe everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was talking about this one receiver, number 13, on how he was just going to feast on the Dallas Cowboys' poorest defensive secondary. And this one particular play, J.J. Wilcox, he was in the middle of the field. There was this deep drag or a crosser route from a number 13 of the opposing team. He caught the ball. He thinking he's running to daylight. And J.J. Wilcox come out of nowhere. Kapow! It's like boom, total pandemonium. Blew up everything. That wide receiver, from that point on out, ever since he played the Dallas Cowboys, he said, man, I ain't coming across the middle as long as that guy's there. As long as J.J. Wilcox is there, I'm not going to come across that middle. Was J.J. Wilcox a Hall of Famer? Was he a Pro Bowler? Was he one of those guys that teams was looking at it like, hey, where's J.J. Wilcox? But I'm going to tell you, that hit made him, hey, man, look out for that dude named J.J. Wilcox. And it trickled down. I think it was another game, the Ravens game, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Ravens the following year. And they were sitting there saying, man, and they were doing like the little small press conference before the game. And they said, man, watch out for such and such, that Wilcox kid. He will lay the wood. See, that goes a long way. Now, I don't know if you can really do it in this modern day football because it changed from 2016 to even now. But I'm quite sure when Donovan Wilson laid out the kid that played for, I believe, the Vikings, oh, the whole NFL is on notice. They sitting there like, man, y'all better watch out for that Donovan Wilson kid. Yeah, such and such good, but you better watch out for Donovan. So the same thing can be said about Neal. Hey, you can't look at everything and say, all right, yeah, he don't have it, but you know for sure that brother can hit. So back to the two free agencies that we will have visiting for this week. I believe that the Joneses will craft up something to keep those boys here in Dallas. But let's show them a good welcoming, right? Let's have a celebratory for them, mini parade to see whether or not they want to stay or not. And then from there, if they're healthy, then they can sign that contract and get on board to this Dallas Cowboys train. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. Hey, if you feel like I'm wrong, post that too. Look, this is a land of objectivity. I love the objective talks. I love y'all feedback. So post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. Appreciate those who donate to the channel and those who support the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Let's continue to grind and shine. My name is Law Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Hope you guys got your coffee in the AM. Let's go. We out. Peace. Love y'all.